So essentially what we can do is we can basically recreate this and then do another merge here later on. So we could copy and paste these, but let's go ahead and just like get used to building out the node tree again. So again, we're going to use our lat long patcher. LLP is sort of the easy name for that. We'll drag in another out into that. But now we want to look up. So let's hit -90. And now we can see some of the things that we're going to want to fix. We're going to probably paint out fix this little weirdness. I'm going to extend, or I'm mostly just going to clean up this this pipe so that it just doesn't look so weird. And we're going to kind of clean up some of this artifacting that we see in these areas. So to do that, it probably is going to make it easier for us to, because these lines are sort of on an angle, it would be great if they were straight. So let's go ahead and just rotate our Z. And I could hold down Control to have a little bit more of a fine tune. I usually find it easier when I'm painting straight lines to make sure that the lines are visually straight for me. I find that easier to work on. So let's go ahead and do that. And then let's add another paint node. And let's highlight that. And so now I've got my paint node loaded up into my window here so that I can use it. So again, like we were going to use our stroke. Again, don't use the clone multi-stroke in this icon. The multi-stroke, you're going to have to paint every single frame. Seems like a waste of time. So just use the stroke. It's going to keep that stroke consistent throughout the length of the clip. And then over here, click on the clone tool. And that will allow us to grab the video, or pieces of the video that we want to clone so that they look right. So let's just start over here and see with our brush. I'm going to reduce my size of my brush just a little bit, and I'm going to increase the softness just a little bit. And I'm just going to go in here and start painting out some of these more obvious weird problems. Let's see. So we've got a pipe that's coming down here, but another pipe that's here. So let's go ahead and make this seem like this pipe is connecting here, and then we'll remove this. So let's go ahead and just grab that. And if we're careful, we can kind of add some additional pipe here. And make it look somewhat connected. So let's just kind of fix these lines here. This looks a little odd. So I'm really just like, what I'm trying to do is just go for some fixing like major things. Is this 100% accurate? No, but will it pass a quick glance? I hope so. Let's just go ahead and grab and fix some of this stuff. And we can grab some of this here. And let's fix this here. Right, and then we've got some kind of weird weird things happening here. So let's just go ahead and fix some of this stuff so that it doesn't look so odd. So with things like this, we do want to make sure that we're careful with our with things like lines. I want to make sure that the like the wood grain seems consistent enough that it doesn't seem weirdly wrong. That there aren't big lines missing from that seem out of place. So let's just kind of do this, fix these things here. Oops. And again, people won't spend like that much time looking at the very tops. So you can kind of use your best guess to try to just make it seem cleaned up. Really the thing is that I think a lot of people will not be fully aware of what it was supposed to look like. So as long as it doesn't look like a bad mistake, it's usually acceptable as a possible way it did look. So I'm just going to kind of repaint this pipe back in here underneath, and then I'm actually just going to extend it back out here just so that the pipe seems like it has some connection. I'm going to do that here. Sometimes it's helpful to get the other thing you can do too is like you can do an overlay, which can, like, if you're trying to do some fine lines, like that can be helpful in lining them up. But a lot of this is just kind of take some practice to get used to. So I've kind of just connected the pipes there, so that it doesn't look super obvious and bad. And that's usually what my goal is here with this stuff. And then we got a couple things here, so maybe we'll clean these up. These are just a part of the stitching process. There's just usually artifacts like this at the top. But yeah, so that is that. Let's just go ahead and give this a save. And now we need to put this patch back on the top. So the best way to do that is to just copy this effect here. And we need to put it after our paint layer. And then if we click on it, let's move it to apply. And then we need another merge. So I'll come here, I'll click merge. I'm going to bring this merge into the input and this into the so this merge is going to the background. This merge is going to the foreground, and then they're both going to the final. So if I can step through this. So this is what it looked like before. And then we got our paint layer. We want to just double check. It's always good to double check to make sure that your paint layer is looking stable, and that that you didn't just do one stroke. And then we need to convert it using the apply version of the node to throw that back on the ceiling. And now, so this is the video or clip with just the tripod removed. So I'm just looking at this merge node here. And then now if we go look at this node, now we'll notice it fixing the top right there. So I hope you're enjoying this preview of my cinematic 360 video post-production class. You can get this tutorial and 5 complete chapters for free by signing up at learn.voyeur.com. The full class includes 10 hours of content covering stereoscopic, 360 video, 180 VR, and more. It's now available at learn.voyeur.com, so go ahead and check it out.